Now back to the world's most amazing videos, Hell on Earth.
Sacramento, California. An apocalyptic mushroom cloud looms 2,000 feet in the air, terrifying residents.
It looked like downtown Sacramento had a nuclear bomb go off. And my understanding was they could see this from as far away as the Bay Area.
But it's not the end of the world. It's a raging fire on a train trestle. The old wooden bridge is coated with a chemical called creosote, which is meant as a preservative. But it's also highly flammable, creating an overwhelming task for firefighters.
The bridge is about a quarter-mile long, and when our first crew arrived, almost the entire bridge was fully engulfed in fire.
The chilling sight draws spectators and news crews from far and wide.
There was people bringing chairs, like folding chairs up there, bringing ice chests up there. They actually made it a family outing.
But this is no picnic. The creosote is giving off potentially toxic fumes, putting everyone's life in danger. Even with nearly 100 firefighters on scene, the conflagration continues to rage out of control.
I've been on major fires before, and I have never seen anything like this. They keep bringing in more and more engines, and they just can't stop this thing.
Eventually, officials concede defeat.
There came a point in this fire where we realized it was a losing battle. We're really not going to stop it.
All they can do is hose down the perimeter and wait for the fire to run its course. After a brutal 2-day struggle, it finally burns out, leaving the bridge in ruins. Captain Doucette is still haunted by the memories of the harrowing spectacle.
But it was one of those fires that you still smell the smoke weeks later. You know, in fact, still sometimes I still feel like I smell it.
And for the people of Sacramento, it was a glimpse of Armageddon they'll never forget. Madrid, Spain. The capital city's landmark Windsor Towers climbs 32 stories into the sky. But tonight, the whole thing is in danger of coming down. Fire breaks out on the 21st floor. The result of an electrical short. Nearly 200 firefighters race to save the historical marker. But their hoses can't reach the upper stories. The blaze ravages its way toward the roof of the building. Flaming debris rains onto the street. The neighborhood is quickly evacuated. Emergency personnel work through the night, battling temperatures of nearly 1,500 degrees. Then, shortly after 3 a.m., the top 6 floors collapse. The skyscraper burns and crumbles. By morning, most of the remaining floors have been gutted by the inferno. And soon, all that remains of the building is a smoking steel skeleton. The once towering structure must now be completely demolished after the biggest fire in the city's history. The Madrid skyline will never be the same, and neither will those who witnessed this night of high-rise horror. Riverdale, Georgia. Furious flames eviscerate a local motel as guests scramble scramble for their lives. Rescuers face a stacked deck. The old building has no sprinklers in the rooms. Without reinforcements, entering is suicide. Clayton County units, led by Chief Alex Cohilas, rush in as backup.
The minute I walked up and saw that scene, I had an absolute feeling of dread. It was very, very hot, extremely intense, and very chaotic. I was convinced we were fighting the gates of hell.
As more and more of the motel burns away, the chief gets a terrifying report. A young girl is still trapped in her room. But no matter what they do, the flames continue to swell. Cohilas soon learns why.
The gas meter had become involved in the initial fire, and a valve burned off, and natural gas was fueling the fire.
The rapid spread of flames attacks the covered driveway. Collapse is inevitable. Workers quickly shut off the gas line, while firefighters bravely push into the motel. Somewhere inside, the small girl still waits for rescue.
There was this desperate rush. We had to get to the top back left corner of the building.
The struggle to reach the victim is intense. Moments later, the child is found, hunkered down in a bathtub, with second and third degree burns over 18% of her body. She's treated in the back of an ambulance. Soon, word spreads to the crew. She will survive.
It was a wave of emotion that swept our entire force. That was the one bright spot in that day. Frankly, this is why firefighters become firefighters. For that one moment in time in their career when they're called upon to risk their life to save a stranger.
Several firefighters suffer minor injuries, and the motel is completely destroyed. But Chief Cohilas and his crew take solace in the fact that things could have been much worse.
We were planning for a mass casualty event, and it turned out, thank God, that we didn't have more than what we did. It's frankly a miracle that we didn't have more casualties.
Just ahead, it's a 4th of July nightmare when a fireworks tent blows sky high. Then, a burning roof strands a fireman between pillars of white-hot flame. And later, a gas factory explodes and launches scalding shrapnel onto a freeway. That's straight ahead on the world's most amazing videos, Hell on Earth.